Hey y'all, I'm back, because just like Chantal's craving for pickles with pasta, I never completely go away. Today we're going to take a look at Foodie Beauty's latest mukbang, cheesy penne bolognese and garlic bread mukbang. If you're not sure if this is a mukbang, we have a description for you. Hashtag mukbang, hashtag foodie beauty, hashtag mukbang, hashtag foodie beauty. So clearly Chantal is not remotely worried about YouTube cracking down on those mukbangs anytime soon. She starts things off with a Julia shot so we can all just see how much she doesn't brush her cat. Yes, we know, girl, we know.
Hi guys, it's that time again. I'm craving pasta with meat sauce.
I'm craving a spoon rest.
And tonight, instead of spaghetti, I'm actually craving penne. So I'm gonna have some penne pasta with my homemade meat sauce.
Craving penne. You know, I've craved foods before. I don't know if I've ever craved a specific pasta shape. It's kind of fun to mix up the shapes for, texture or how they hold the sauce differently, but I don't know.
Alright, now I'm starting off by cooking down a couple of shallots in some olive oil. And I'm adding 1 pound of lean ground beef. I like the lean ground beef because then you don't have to worry about draining the fat after. The less oil in the sauce, in my opinion, the better. So I'm going to season the beef now with some salt and some black pepper. And I'm going to let that cook and brown for a bit. And then I'm going to add some about 3 cloves of fresh garlic, but you can add to your taste how much you like. I like a lot of garlic. And I'm going to add 1 little container of tomato paste and some dry oregano and dry basil, and just let that cook for a little bit. And then I'm going to add 2 cans of these whole tomatoes, and I'm just crushing them down here with my spoon. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add 2 cans of that. And then I'm going to add about 1 cup of water and just let that cook. And I'm going to add, lastly here, I'm going to add 2 little rinds of Parmesan. First time trying this, and
Okay. Now it's starting to make sense. First time trying the Parmesan rinds. I was wondering where this sauce recipe originated from. This is not Chantal's usual sauce. It doesn't contain everything in the spice cabinet. It was actually coming together like a somewhat passable tomato and meat sauce. So, yeah, she's seen this somewhere out in the world. 3 bay leaves looks like have been invited to the party. That seems like a lot, but what do I
I'm
know?
going to add some bay leaves as well. And I'm going to put the lid on and let that simmer on low for about 1 hour or so.
Simmer on low, man. That was boiling.
All right, so I pureed the sauce just to get rid of the chunks of tomato and to make the beef a little bit smaller.
I know that technically that's probably what happened in the blender, but make the beef a little bit smaller just seems like such an odd turn of phrase. I don't know why I find that hilarious. Make the
And
beef
I added
smaller.
the penne pasta. So I'm going to bake this in the oven now with some cheese. Let's go. Well, hello guys, hello.
Holy Alvin and the Chipmunks, Batman, what was that?
Welcome back to another video.
Oh, we got the
I
pickles.
Diet Kinza pickles.
Let's get a pickle counter going. I want to see how many pickles she takes down.
Let's crack these fresh pickle fork. Bitty pickle. Bismillah. Crispy cheese that fell off. We have some brioche.
Oh, look at the cheese crusted around the bottom of that. I bet you money that is burnt on the bottom.
Garlic toast with cheese. We have the penne roasted in the oven, so cheesy and super hot. Cheese.
Oh, it is rolling lava hot.
Gonna mix it around. Put some Parmesan
Oh, that's not doing it. Just open up the other side and dump it out. That's what I thought. Oh, I can't with the sawdust cheese. I quit buying this stuff, y'all. It's terrible.
Let's try this guy.
I get that some people have to get the shaky cheese for economic reasons, maybe. I don't know. I honestly haven't noticed a huge price difference switching from that to the good parm, but yeah, it's sawdust cheese. I don't know. It's so just ugh. I can't. Again, like I get it. Maybe you got kids that just blow through it and you're on a tight budget. Sure, yeah, I get the green can of shaky cheese. But this woman calls herself a foodie. Foodie beauty.
Garlic toast. Mmm.
Let's see the bottom. That looks burnt.
Like no one's business.
I truly wonder about the pickles sometimes. Like, is it just so we can pretend like there's a vegetable that got invited to the party, even though it's full of sodium? Is it a flavor fatigue thing? So, if you don't know about flavor fatigue, apparently it's you feel full faster if you're just eating one thing. But if you mix up those flavors with something that's kind of different or cuts through the flavor of the thing that you're eating, you can kind of eat a little more. You don't feel full as fast. I guess it has to do with your taste buds kind of just getting bored or, fatigued. I don't know. Could be both of those things. Could just be the sodium cravings. Probably a combo of all three, to be honest. Oh, she is red as a beet from the steam rolling off this.
It's gonna be hot.
So wait. If it's gonna be so hot, wait 10-15 minutes like a normal person instead of blowing on it like a toddler. It's clearly too hot. Just wait. No, just power through it instead. Okay. Oh my God. This is what I keep saying. If you pretend like her hand is someone else's hand, pretend that that is somebody else's hand holding the fork, it looks like she is being force-fed for torture.
Uh-huh.
Could you make it less appealing? Make it look like a less appealing experience.
That is good, though. That is good.
How can you tell? It's like 4,000 degrees.
Anyway, how are you? We're gonna let that cool off.
Oh yeah, that is burnt AF on the bottom. She incinerated that side of the toast.
These pickles are so addictive. I can blow through the noodle. It makes it like an instrument. Listen.
Ma'am. Quit playing with your noodle.
I make the best pasta.
I don't believe you.
At least bolognese stuff. I hope you're all having something good to eat. I wish I could share. I would in a heartbeat.
So why don't you share with your husband? Oh, wait.
It reminds me of when my grandma used to make pasta.
All right, whose story about whose grandma are we stealing now? Think about
She
it.
could just like put whole tomatoes with macaroni, butter, I think celery, carrots. And then she had another way of making like a spaghetti sauce where she would just put mushroom, celery, carrots, onion, ground beef, and no tomato sauce, just Campbell's condensed tomato soup.
That is straight up a recipe off of the soup can label circa 1962. Get your ass back to Canada with that. I don't want to hear it. Ugh.
And somehow it was yummy. I don't know.
Yeah, somehow it was. Yo, you just didn't care.
She hated garlic. Like, hated garlic.
Well, that's fun. She hated garlic. You hate garlic. Cool.
And she actually, where her aversion to garlic came from, I remember her telling me when she was a teenager.
Again, whose grandma's story are we stealing now?
She met a Navy officer.
Oh, boy.
She was, I think, 17 or 18 or something like that.
Oh, yeah, you fixed that real quick. She was 17. No. Okay, yeah. Navy officer, 17. Yeah, fix your story. There you go. 18.
And he took her to a makeout spot and he had garlic breath. Like, really bad garlic. And ever since then.
Someone needs to come get their granddaughter because she's telling it all. Disgusting spaghetti sauce, weird makeouts at 17 with Navy officers. Oh, this was just going to be a regular pasta eating video, but now here we are.
The pickle fork is annoying. I need a pickle shovel.
No, you don't. Oh, incinerated. Absolutely incinerated toast.
The cheese is not melty, but...
And yet somehow the toast is black.
I couldn't find when I was shopping online the pre-made garlic bread. You know the one? I remember in Canada, I used to get a lot. If I got garlic bread, it was like in, you know, that long baguette that's in a foil? And it has garlic butter and cheese already in it?
Yeah, we can tell you just made that out of the sandwich bread in the kitchen. It's fine.
That one.
That's probably why she burned it to hell and back, because she probably cooked it the same way you would the frozen one that comes in the long thing, but it was just some Wonder Bread slices.
I got inspired to make my own food. I watched these people making food on TikTok. One guy, he's a chef.
That explains the meat sauce recipe.
Kevin Ashton. He's a sorority house chef. And
so sound off in the comments. Let me know. Did she get inspired to start cooking, or did she get cut off from her fast food budget?
The types of meals he makes are like those really, you know, comfort meals.
Oh, did we not have enough?
Just really good, like, you'll have to go check him out.
I can't tell if there's like cheese on her sleeve or if it's just like tore up. Something's going on.
And then one of the sorority girls, I think her name's Larissa. She has a TikTok channel where she reviews the food he makes. Don't watch it if you're hungry. It's torture.
Unlike this, which is torture regardless of if you're hungry.
But they're eating good at that sorority house.
In fact, I was hungry, but it's kind of going away now, to be honest.
I think it's the University of Reno. I love the flavors like in this sauce, the bay leaf. I can't really taste the Parmesan rind. I saw another woman make, oh my gosh. She made like country fried steak. So she fried thin slices of steak, used the same pan to make a gravy.
Like you do.
Smothered the fried steak in gravy,
Like
covered
you
it in
do.
foil, and baked it. I gotta make that. You know, anything with gravy I love.
We know. You can see the black layer on the bottom. She cooked this probably way too hot, and the hot pan has burnt the bottom of the bread before the cheese was melted because you weren't starting with frozen bread like you're used to. Oh, cutie.
My evening routine.
Eat it anyway. Can't go without. Can't waste 2 slices of bread, so eat it anyway.
I take pleasure in just the little things. I'm gonna put my earphones on, clean up dinner dishes.
You're not cleaning that. That's a soaker. I can tell right now you're going to let that soak for like a day at least.
Make a coffee, make shisha, relax. Edit this video.
Chisel all that cheese off the sides.
Then tuck in, take a hot shower, clean PJs, and put on a movie, spend some time with the hubs.
Nobody believes that.
Yes. I can hear everything outside.
Luxury ocean view living, y'all. Must be one of those buses.
Okay. Slowly starting to get warmer here. On one hand, I don't love the summer, but it's not that bad because
You almost melted multiple times last year, and I do not say that remotely as a joke. You literally almost melted. We saw it.
I usually stay in the cold AC. Like, we have really good central air. And so do all public places. Even some outdoor places, like cafes and restaurants, have portable ACs. People adapt to life here.
You haven't adapted to anything. You speak basically no Arabic. You go to the same fast food chains you would go to in Canada. You can't do anything that's not in the AC. But yeah, people adapt.
But we might travel a bit.
Sure.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, they might travel. She might do some visa
And I
runs
say
on her
that
own.
because,
Whichever.
honestly, I don't feel like traveling right now. Right now, I'm just like in the mood to stay at home. These crispy cheese bits are gonna be a pain to get out of this pan.
You'll find a way.
Gotta let it soak for like 24 hours. Don't you hate when you're like, you're done doing all the dishes and then the final boss comes? And you're like...
That's probably just now
Yeah.
at a reasonable temperature as she polishes it off. The end. No noodle tube left behind.
Just gonna eat one meal. Well, yeah, one meal.
Did she just argue with herself? This is going to be it, one meal today. And then she went, no. And then she went, yeah.
Just gonna eat one meal. Well, yeah, one meal.
Okay, Chantal, whatever. You can work it out with Chantal. I don't really care.
I had, while waiting for this to cook, I was so hungry. I just had water because I was not well lately, so I needed water because I had a headache.
Yeah, worth noting that this meal is coming off of an alleged stomach bug and a Cheesecake Factory birthday meal. But I'm sure that glass of water will fix everything. We certainly haven't pounded enough sodium in this dish to bring that headache right back. What could go wrong?
And but this is a very filling, satisfying meal.
I should certainly hope so. You ate 2 pieces of cheese bread and an entire baking dish of pasta. Better damn well be filling.
So this will keep me satisfied, and then I'll have a nice coffee. I bought some instant coffee.
Of course.
Just the Nescafe red mug. Whatever. I guess it's better than nothing. And yeah, that's
I'd rather have nothing.
Evening, guys. It might seem boring and uneventful to some, but that's what I like to do, you know.
We know.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video, having dinner with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.
Well, there it is, folks. Another ruined pasta meal on the books. Honestly, that one seemed fairly passable, other than the superfluous amounts of shaker cheese and the lava hot temperature that she consumed it at. I'm sure that would be fine if you just let it sit for a while. Not that I would eat anything from her kitchen regardless, but that seemed like an okay way to make some pasta. Why we had to eat it with half a jar of pickles, I don't know. Why we couldn't just forego the burnt ass bread, I don't know. But here we are. One more noodle sauna down. Y'all have a good one. Bye.
You watched it, didn't you?